Hi, my name is Jaime Shekaiban. Welcome to your personal finance channel, The Foreigner in America. Today, I will be giving you an update for the second stimulus check payment, and also I will show you how to build and increase your credit score so you can get more free money. At the end of this video, I will give you a foreigner insight that will explain how people from other countries living in America can manage their finances effectively. And the reason I can do this is because I can relate to both locals and foreigners, since I've been living here not so while ago as a non-immigrant and also as an immigrant. Since I was a little kid, my dad taught me about savings, money, and then growing into my teen years, I started reading a lot about saving, investing, and I acquired a lot of knowledge of personal finance. And this knowledge is what I want to share to you in this channel, The Foreigner in America. So let me give you a quick update of the stimulus check. So by the time you watch this video, a lot of things will change. Let me tell you that. But right now, there are two big proposals out there that the Senate is working on. One is a proposal that the Republicans have, and the other one is, of course, the proposal the Democrats have. Both are good, both have options. Let me tell you what you will get. The good thing is that you will get your money. It can be end of August, it can be September. Hopefully they pass it as soon as possible so you can get your money by the end of August. The proposal A is going to be the same exact stimulus check that you got last time. So if you want to know the details, make sure you check my other video that I have on the details on the stimulus check, which I can link it below. So it's $1,200 per person and $500 per dependent. But the other option that they're talking about is just $1,000 per person and then $1,000 per dependent. So what do you prefer? Let me know below. The unemployment benefits, that's a topic that they are pushing hard. People want to keep them in $600 a week, and Republicans want to lower it to $200 a week, or only 75% of the wage that you lost. So this is because they want to incentivize people to go back to work. They feel that they're making too much money and people will just rather not work and receive benefits than push hard and get a new job. But they're also talking about a get to work bonus. So $450 a week if you go back and get another job and get back to work. And the other things are dependents over the age of 17 are debated between giving the stimulus or not. And also the foreigners that file taxes with an ITIN, individual tax identification number, they're also proposing to give them the stimulus, but it's a matter of option A, we keep everything like it is, or option B, we add more to the stimulus. So this is one way to get your free money, but what is another way you can get more money? Not just $1,200, you can get $50,000, $100,000. Well, if you want to get money from someone, from a lender, you have to qualify using your credit score. So in order for you to get $50,000, $100,000 from a qualified lender, they're going to check your credit score. And let me tell you that this credit score system is complex, but I feel it's more of a game that you have to understand how to play it. And in this video, I will show you exactly how to win. The first thing you have to do is you have to download the Credit Karma app, which I will link it below in the description. Once you have that app, you're gonna fill out your information, and that app is gonna give you two numbers. So one is the TransUnion and one is the Equifax. So there are three credit reporting systems in the US: TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. In my knowledge, Equifax is the most important one. It's the one that is checked all the time. So your credit score will range between 350 and 850. And it goes from poor, fair, good, very good, and excellent. What I will teach you is for you to strive it always to be excellent. There are 6 factors, 6 very important factors. 2 are high impact, 1 is medium impact, and then the rest are low impact. And this just means that whatever changes on them are gonna impact a lot on your credit score or just a little bit. Credit factor number 1, payment history. So payment history is one of the most important factors that you can get on your credit score. You have to pay your bills on time. The key part here is that you have to understand how it affects your credit if you don't pay. Payment history is not how many payments you do on time or how often do you pay on time. The key thing here is the number of paid payments over the number of total payments. So the more elaborated your credit history is, the more accounts you have. If you have to pay a credit card, you have to pay it 12 times a year. If you have a mortgage, you have to pay it 12 times a year, and so on and so forth. So once you get more and more payments on your credit score and you pay them on time, that will build up. So in case you miss one payment and you have a lot of payments, that will not affect you. Let me tell you that each factor has a range. It goes from red, orange, yellow, light green, and dark green. And you got the numbers there. Your priority is to go and be on the dark green every single time. For payment history, of course, it's 100%. So every single payment on time over every single payment that you have had. There is no excuse and no mercy from the credit score companies. You have to get your payments on time. So how do you do it? Well, let me tell you my tricks. 1, you have to automate all your bills to your credit card or to your bank account. 2, you have to put them on your calendar so it reminds me when you have to pay your bill. 3, you have to check the bank app so you go over your accounts and you can see every single time that you have to make a payment. And one very good trick, just use one single credit card to pay for all your bills. If you have 2 credit cards, 4 credit cards, do not mess that thing up and spend money here, money there. Just put everything on one single credit card and concentrate on the due date of the credit card. So in my case, for example, I get all my mortgages paid on the 1st, and then my credit card is paid on the 27th. So for that reason, I will never forget. I get my property managers pay me the rents throughout the month, and then I make sure that the account has enough money to pay for the mortgages. Now, get overdraft protection in your account. That means that in case the money is not there, the bank will lend it to you, it will go negative, and then you can come back and pay the bank. So those are really good tricks that I'm giving you, so make sure you give me a thumbs up to help my channel. Number 2, credit card utilization. So this factor is very important that you understand that it's unique in the 6 of them. There's only one of them, one of the 6, that doesn't take into account all your other accounts, mortgages, student loans, bills, obligations. No, this one is specifically for credit cards. In order for you to have an excellent credit score on this factor, you need to only use 9% or less of your credit limit. And for me, that is crazy. Imagine you have a credit card for $10,000 limit. You can only use $900 of those $10,000 in order for you to be considered on the dark green. So what do you do in this case? Well, let me give you a couple of tricks that you will love. First of all, you need to ask for more credit limit. And what I do is I always ask for credit limit a week before Black Friday and a week before Christmas. Banks and institutions do not want to give you credit limit just to give you credit limit. They want to make sure that you're going to use that credit, and in a certain way, they like you to pay interest on your credit cards. So when you ask for more credit limit before a big shopping event like Black Friday, or like Christmas, you're almost guaranteed that you're gonna get more of it. When I came to this country, I only had $7,500 in my credit card limit. Now I have over 170,000. So it's very easy. Just ask for it on the right moment. And then if you already did ask for credit limit and you cannot get more, well, you have to ask for another credit card. If you increase the number of credit cards, you increase your limit. And then you can be using always 9% or less. Just don't exaggerate on asking for credit cards because your credit score will suffer. And I'll tell you why at the end. Factor number 3, derogatory marks. A derogatory mark is something that left a negative mark in your credit. This can be an account that went into collection, bankruptcy, a debt that is more than 30, 60, or 90 days old, a debt settlement, a civil judgment, an account that is charged for. So for this one, the key is make sure you pay on time and make sure you don't run out of money. In order to be excellent, you have to be in 0. If you make a mistake and you get one of these, it takes 7 to 10 years to erase it from your credit history. So be careful. Number 4, age of credit. So this one kills me. This one is, when I just came to this country, I did not understand this particular rule, but let me tell you how you can play with it. So the more time that you have had your credit history, the better you are for lenders. That means that you're more experienced using credit. In my taste, that's not true. Someone with 1 year experience might be excellent with money. Someone with 15 years might be terrible with money. I don't care if you have been 15 years or 1 year using credit cards, but the bank and the lenders do. So the key thing here is that your oldest account is not what they take into account. They take the average of accounts. So you have a credit card that is 6 years, but you open a new one that is 0. Well, 6 and 0 will make it 3. So the average of accounts needs to be over 9 years in order for you to be on the dark green category. That's a long time. In my case, I'm 2.5 years, and my oldest account is 6 years. But don't get too caught up with this, since it's just medium impact. So factor number 5, the total number of accounts. This one is a really good one, because let me tell you that they take into account open accounts and closed accounts. In order for you to be in dark green, so in excellent category, you need 21 accounts or more. Do not start opening accounts like crazy, because as a matter of fact, as your life goes on in this great country, you will need a mortgage, you will need a loan, you will need credit, you will need a lot of things, and that will add up within time. But let me give you a trick. When I open a mortgage, I usually get 2 accounts, not 1. Why? Because the company that lends me the money, that opens an account, but that company sells my mortgage to another company. So that one closes and a new one opens. So I get 1 closed, 1 open. Your accounts that you close are always gonna be in your credit as a positive thing. So make sure that if you can open accounts like credit cards on retail stores, the ones that give you very easily, and you can manage it with your credit, you can open a credit card, use it a couple of months, and then close it. So one thing I did when I just came to this country is I opened credit cards. I opened credit cards in retail stores, the ones that are easy for you to get, and you get a lower credit limit. I used them for 2, 3, 4 months, and then I closed them. So that's how I started getting more and more accounts, and that's why I'm in the light green category. I will get to the dark green, eventually, when I start getting more and more mortgages for my rental properties. So why can't you be opening accounts like crazy? I told you I was gonna tell you at the end. Because of factor number 6, hard inquiries. This is the rule of the game that makes you be in place. Every time you open an account in this country, You either get a soft check or a hard check. And let me explain you what it is. So imagine you want to get internet for your house. You call the internet company and you tell them that you want a service. Well, they will check your credit score, but it will not be a hard inquiry. It will not hit you on your credit report. Why? Because it's a soft check. Everything gives soft checks. But a hard check is when you get a new credit card, when you get a new mortgage, when you get a new loan. That's when it's a hard check, and that affects your credit score. It lowers about 6 or 7 points. The good thing is, well, one, you need to do it. You need to get the accounts. And two, they erase after 2 years. Let me give you a trick of mine. Bundle your accounts. Do not ask for a credit card today, and then next year for a mortgage, and then next year for a loan, and because you won't give time for the accounts to erase. Bundle. Ask for a credit card, a mortgage, and a car loan at the same time in 1 year. You get the 3 hits, your score drops probably 20, 25 points. After 2 years, it erases, your score goes back up and even higher, because now you have 3 more accounts, you have a better mix of accounts. So that's one technique that I've used to come from 500 to almost 795 in my 6 years in this great country. Remember that I told you about how to get free money in the beginning of the video. Well, let me tell you how I do it. First of all, I go with a qualified lender and I ask them for a loan. Since my credit score is excellent, I usually get loans for 2.75% now, or 3%. I get a house with a 25% down payment, and then I rent it to a tenant. The tenant pays rent, and with that rent, I pay my mortgage and I get cash flow. I get cash flow, I get tax benefits, I get the appreciation of the property, and I use other people's money. So that's leverage of other people's money. So who doesn't love real estate? Let me know in the comments below if you want me to do a video about real estate investing. Another way to get free money is by using your credit cards wisely. Let me give you an example. So imagine that your roof is leaking and you need $10,000 to fix it. You have been saving every month and you have the money now on hand. So what do? You go and you pay for the roof with your debit card or in cash. Please do not do that. Go find a credit card that will give you rewards. There are credit cards that give you 100,000 points when you spend $5,000. Get one of those, pay for the roof with your credit card, and then your credit limit will suffer, right? You say, oh my God, I used 50% of my credit. My score will be devastated. This is a trick. The credit card utilization is what they report to the credit card company. It's not what actually happens. And that's a trick for credit card usage. Credit cards have 2 dates that you have to have in mind. The closing date and the due date, right? The closing date is whenever your statement closes, and that's what you have to pay in 30 days. So if you go and pay for your roof, $10,000, and before your closing date, you pay in full with your cash that you already saved, and you put the credit card in 0 again, then it closes and it reports to the credit reporting company as 0. So your credit score actually goes up. Every time that they report an account in 0, your credit score goes up. So make sure you take a note from that. After you pay for the roof, you get the rewards. 100,000 points is about $1,200 in cash for you, plus the points that you got for the expense. After that, you can cancel the card 2 or 3 months later, and you get all the benefits. You get your free money, and you improve your credit score. How about that? So now let me give you the foreigner insight for this video. Remember, this is a special thing that you will only find in this personal finance channel. When I first got to America 6 years ago, as I just told you, I got hit on the face with this credit score game. You know how easy it is in Mexico to get a credit card? You only need a proof of income, and you need to be out of a list of people that don't pay for more than 60, 90, 120 days. So I could get any credit card I wanted. I had a list of benefits from the banks. I come to America, I go and ask for a credit card. You know what they told me? No, you cannot have a credit card. Not even a $1,000 credit limit credit card, like the ones they give to a student. I couldn't get a credit card. I had the letter from my company saying how much I made, everything. They didn't care. They just cared for those three numbers that I've been talking about. So what did I do? So one trick that you as a foreigner have to do as soon as you get to this country is you have to go to your bank in your country of origin and ask them for a letter written in English that explains your ability to handle money. And you have to take these 6 factors that I just talked about into consideration. How many payments on time, how many accounts you have, how much credit you have in US dollars, of course, if you make the conversion. All of it as beautiful and as pretty as you can make that letter. And that's the letter that you're gonna bring to the bank here to ask for a credit card. That was a big difference because I had a friend that came at the same time and we both wanted to get a credit card. He got a $1,500 credit card and I got a $7,500 credit card with no credit history whatsoever, just because I had that one letter. The other thing that you have to do, and this is for both locals and foreigners, get a credit card as fast as possible. If you're a local, in your teen years, you have to get a credit card with the help of your parents, with the help of a tutor, with the help of anyone. Get a credit card and never close it. Never. Even if you don't use it, I don't use my city card now. That it's the one I have from 6 years ago. But if I close it, my average age of accounts just shrinks and my credit score will drop like 50 or 60 points. Open a credit card as fast as possible. Keep it in good standing. Keep it open for your entire life. As a foreigner, bring a letter in English from your bank, and also find a bank that has a connection with the US. In my case, my bank in Mexico was bought by Citibank in the US. So I used those 2 banks and it was perfect, and I got my credit card for $7,500. And now you can see how much credit limit I have. So the credit score game is very complex. It's like playing chess. But if you know the rules and with the tricks I just gave you and the tactics, I think that you can improve your credit and get the free money as fast as possible. If you liked this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my weekly videos. And I'll see you next time.